This might be the chapter that changes everything. The fall of Esperia, the death of Candelle, and the moment Imu takes Shuri to Mary Geoise. One Piece. Chapter 1185 is absolutely insane. Let's talk about it. This week, One Piece opens with a fan-requested cover featuring none other than Boa Hancock. Then we jump right back into Brook's heartbreaking flashback. The chapter begins with a montage from Brook's younger days, when he was still Candelle's student. We see Candelle personally training Brook in swordsmanship, while also teaching him proper etiquette and noble manners. After that, another montage focuses on the deep bond and friendship between Brook and Shuri. We also see Candelle having a heartfelt conversation with Brook. She openly admits that she loves Prince Reuven. But despite those feelings, she says she's already completely happy simply serving as his loyal royal guard. Then the story takes a darker turn. The scene shifts to a world government ship arriving at Esperia Kingdom. A celestial dragon is aboard the vessel. After that visit, something strange happens. Candelle suddenly becomes seriously ill. Not for a few days, not for a few weeks, but for a very long time. The entire kingdom becomes worried and saddened by her condition. Eventually, Candelle recovers. And shortly afterward, Reuven publicly announces his engagement to her. Everything seems perfect, but only for a moment. Because not long after that, a mysterious fog begins covering the entire kingdom, and it stays there for years. This fog slowly destroys the health of the citizens. At the same time, it corrodes the musical instruments that support Esperia's economy. The kingdom's primary industry begins collapsing, and eventually, Esperia can no longer afford to pay the celestial tribute. As a result, the world government intervenes. Their demand is simple: hand over the citizens as slaves. Reuven refuses. He chooses resistance instead. He declares war against the world government, a war that ends with the entire kingdom consumed by flames. Absolute devastation. As the kingdom burns, Brook rushes toward the royal castle. But what he sees completely shocks him. Shuri is standing there, stabbing Reuven. Then comes the biggest reveal of the chapter. On the final double-page spread, both Reuven and Shuri are shown with demonic wings and horns, a clear indication that they are under the effects of Domi Reversi. And then another bombshell drops. Candelle is officially confirmed dead in this chapter. But wait a second. Something here feels incredibly suspicious. How could Reuven and Shuri be affected by Domi Reversi if Imu wasn't even in Esperia? That's where things get really interesting. Because technically, Imu doesn't need to physically appear. All Imu needs is a suitable vessel. As we've already seen in Elbaf, Imu can possess another body and use Domi Reversi remotely. However, not just any body can be used. Imu can only possess the bodies of holy knights and gorosei. Just like what happened with Gunko and Elbaf, Imu took control of her body and transformed large portions of the giant warrior pirates into horned and winged demons. So if Domi Reversi was used during Esperia's destruction, that means a holy knight had to be present. But who? And that's exactly why Candelle becomes incredibly suspicious. Even though she dies in this chapter, her actions raise far too many questions. Why did she suddenly become severely ill after the world government ship arrived? If Reuven and Shuri were transformed inside the castle, then a holy knight must have been inside the castle as well. And at that exact moment, Imu could have possessed that body and activated Domi Reversi. I know it sounds wild, but what if Candelle really was a holy knight? Think about it. Candelle never seems to age. Her face looks exactly the same in Brook's flashback from 79 years ago and 70 years ago. No noticeable changes, no signs of aging, nothing. Now add this new information. She suffered a severe illness before marrying Prince Reuven. Yet even after recovering, her appearance remained completely unchanged. Her beauty stayed exactly the same. Could her ageless appearance come from a special contract with Imu? The same kind of special treatment currently enjoyed by Gunko? A contract similar to the powers granted to the gorosei? Because honestly, the evidence keeps piling up. Then we have another important clue. Back in One Piece chapter 1173, Brook mentioned that Princess Shuri had ties to the Holy Land. That statement suddenly becomes much more important now. What if Shuri actually possessed celestial dragon blood from birth? And what if that bloodline came from her mother? Candelle? She's beautiful. She's mysterious. And she seemingly doesn't age. That combination is starting to look less like coincidence and more like a giant red flag. There's another mystery that many fans overlook. Brook somehow knows about the existence of the Holy Knights. And that's huge. Even many powerful figures in the world know almost nothing about them. So how does Brook know? Simple. Because he may have met one personally. In Esperia Kingdom, That alone strongly suggests that a holy knight was present when Brook's homeland was destroyed. What if the world government ship wasn't there to inspect Esperia? What if they came to retrieve Candelle? By force. Because Candelle had fallen deeply in love with Reuven, and she refused to return. Perhaps Imu punished her for that betrayal. Perhaps that mysterious illness wasn't natural at all. Maybe it was Imu's warning. Then during Esperia's final moments, Imu took control of Candelle's body, used Domi Reversi on Reuven and Shuri, and forced them to fight each other. A nightmare scenario. At the same time, Imu may have decided to eliminate Candelle entirely, just like Saturn on Egghead. This could also explain something else. At God Valley, there were only 7 holy knights. Yet Imu later implied that the total number of covenant holders should be 13. With 5 Geoise already occupying positions, there should have been 8 holy knights, not 7. Unless one of them died, Candelle, and after her death, Imu personally brought Shuri to Mary Geoise as her replacement. Her memories were erased. Her name was changed. And Princess Shuri became Saint Manmeyer Gunko, just like the modern Gunko we know today, ageless, immortal looking, and serving directly under Imu, exactly as we saw during Roxy Zebek's flashback when he infiltrated the Holy Land. But there may be another reason Imu targeted Esperia. What if Reuven was connected to the Davy clan? Think about it. His hair, his nose, his overall appearance, they all look incredibly similar to Roxy Zebek. Seriously. The resemblance is hard to ignore. Maybe Esperia wasn't destroyed simply because it refused to pay tribute. Maybe Imu was trying to erase another dangerous bloodline, a bloodline connected to the Davy legacy. And perhaps that's why the destruction of Esperia required Imu's direct involvement. Man, if these spoilers are accurate, then Oda may have just revealed one of the darkest tragedies in the entire Final Saga. The fall of Esperia, the death of Candelle, the corruption of Shuri, and the moment Imu personally claimed Gunko for Mary Geoise. This flashback just keeps getting crazier and crazier. And honestly, it feels like we're only seeing the tip of the iceberg. What do you guys think? Was Candelle secretly a holy knight all along? Did Imu personally take Shuri to Mary Geoise? And do you believe Reuven had ties to the Davy clan and Roxy Zebek? Drop your theories in the comments below. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss the latest One Piece spoilers, theories, and Final Saga reveals. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next one.